love with him. Like that's right then and there. You should just poke them in the eye. You wouldn't be able to wink at nobody else.
I ain't right. Like, I ain't telling you. If it was dudes with that, it'd have been totally different. She wouldn't have been no letter. She'd have been all over Broad Street. She'd have been yo, you seen this? Be careful with your ass.
Come on, Mark, come back. Yes. Well, let's see, like kick your son all in the face. Oh my God, Mark.
All right. That's real good.
I hate this area.
Ready? Ready? Everybody ready? Ready to fade it up.
And we are back. I'm ready to start this topic here. Hey, your lunch, baby. We're back here with E100 Radio. You're tuned in to Sador Presents Open Conversation. Here with our guests. Go ahead. There you go. Look, you got it. I just started, so I gave you the...
So we in the building with Michelle, Ty, Kevin. And this whole topic came about because Mr. Kev Johnson, who I said is a long supporter, one of the members in Open Conversation on Facebook, where we post questions every day, topics, talk about it. You ladies are y'all in
Yeah, they there. They just don't go in the room.
Look. So but do y'all see the topics, like questions that come up? Or?
Well, Mark discussed to me the topic. He was telling me what it's about, and I thought I was interested in it.
Okay. So we get a lot of comments and stuff, and one day Mr. Kev decided to talk about if you're in a relationship, who should, and you don't want kids or any more kids, who should be the one, the male or the female, to get nipped and tucked to prevent, an accidental child, an on-purpose child by one of the other persons, usually the woman. So that's where we
That's good.
well, everybody that knows me, that listens to our show, know I'm not like, just because you're a woman, it's a sisterly bonding hood, because women do some stupid
Stuff.
Yeah, like that's your baby. Look
You know
at
what I'm
his head, your
saying?
head look just alike.
So it's like, I'm not like, just because you got the same parts I got, I'm like, rah, yeah, sister girl, no. And sometimes you out of pocket, ladies. But, so that's how this topic came, and it's an interesting topic, because I'm sure there's some strong views. So, Kev, when you thought of this question to post in the group, what was the reason behind it? I like the backstory. So what was that backstory? Is this a true story for you? Here you go. Share.
Why, thank you, Liz. It's my pleasure. Actually, I thought of it a while ago, and I submitted the question before. Somehow it got overlooked. But what happened to me was I'm thinking more of in a younger generation, because a lot of the topics that we discuss are people on about the 45 age or 40 plus age group. And this topic was something of a more of a us versus them.
Can you just answer my question? Is this a personal?
No, it's not personal at all.
I just want to get that on the table first.
Oh, it's not personal at all.
Make sure you ain't letting that slip.
Oh, but no, but I will tell you, yes, I've had a procedure done, so I'm okay with it.
So you can just run around.
I just run around all I wanted. That's what I really wanted to do, but we're not going there. No, actually, it's because of the family dynamics now, and the economic standpoints, and young people, and the way that they feel about family, and what are their morals? What are their scruples? What are the brothers bringing to the table that would convince a woman to go with a tumor ligation, as opposed to him getting snipped? Is it something that he just, for him to get snipped, is it something for him to give him a license to just go around and willy-nilly with anybody and everybody? Is it if a woman, if it happens to a woman, does it make it, so to speak, irreversible? Are you latched to her forever? Suppose you change your mind. What have you done to her and her mindset? And then vice versa. I feel as though if you want to get it done and you're in a committed relationship like that and you don't want any more children, both of you get it done. Now, there are, just to let you know, there are statistics about it on reversals. We can go into that after.
That's 10 grand.
Yes.
Listen,
10 grand up.
listen. So, all right. I guess my first question is, who in this room thinks it should be the man? Just yell it out. Yes, no, Michelle.
I don't think so.
I personally think that each person should be individually responsible for themselves.
Okay. What does that mean? What do you
I
mean?
think that a woman, if she feels as though that she wants to be her two side, or she doesn't want any kids, then she should take the initiative to do whatever she needs to do. I feel as though if a man feels that way, he should take the initiative, make a vasectomy or whatever it is that he needs to do. I don't think that anyone should point fingers at each other and say, you do this or you do that.
Okay.
Well, I have a personal experience. For me, I have two ligations. I have 3 children. And I was in my 20s when I got it done. I don't care who in love with me, who I'm in love with. I know I made the decision that I don't have any more children. Sometimes I don't regret it, but I may think about another baby. That's what grandchildren are for. But personally for me, I make the best decision for me. And I feel as though it is an individual choice. And I feel as though if you're comfortable within yourself, within your mate, it shouldn't be a tug and pull. It should be something that y'all decide together, and it shouldn't be he pressuring her, oh no, you need to do it, because he has male pride. Or she's saying, or vice versa. It's just the fact that once you come together as a couple, make the decision together. But you guys also remember, now if you're making this decision as a boyfriend and girlfriend and that's not your husband and wife, this man and woman will walk you like walk up the day tomorrow. But make the decision that you're comfortable with. So that's the decision I made. So I don't care who I'm in love with, who was in love with me. I made the decision because it's my body. I didn't want any more children. So that's why I did it for me. Because that's what I chose to do.
Okay.
I totally agree with the lady's panel. So I think it's an individual choice. You decide, it's your body. But it is a individual choice, but it's a couple conversation. And what I say by individual choice, you decided that. If it causes some turmoil in the relationship or separation because of the decision that I made, then he or she was not for you. It is definitely a couple's conversation. It is a conversation that should happen. If the procedure was done prior to you getting in this new relationship, then it's a matter of, and as a matter of fact, I can't have no more kids. It's one of those kind of conversations. You let them know though, but it is definitely a conversation that you two have been together. He still may be contemplating kids. You may not be contemplating any more kids. It is a conversation that needs to be had, and it's not pillow talk. It's a let's sit down at a table across from each other and have this conversation.
I agree with that. I think the premise that goes with it is that a lot of people at that stage are younger, and when you talking the way that you made it sound, is so much more mature and so much more experienced. I'm talking about the people who are about 25, 30, really, that okay, I met Susie Q. Oh God, she everything to me. I want to have kids. And she goes, well, I don't want to. Or both of them, they may think about it, and then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and look at them and say, well, you know what? I'm done with the kids thing. I don't want to do that no more. So you change the dynamics of the relationship without even having the talk that you said.
Absolutely.
All right? And when that dynamic changes, whose point is it on to bring it back to start circle, to the start of it? Is it, okay, I don't want to have any more kids. Well, I want kids. Well, I want to be with you, but I don't want to have any more kids. Well, I can't be with you because you don't want to have any more kids. is it a male's perspective? Is it a male's thought pattern? And I'm asking this of the young gentleman out there that may be listening. Is it your thought pattern that you feel as though I'm supposed to be able to leave my seed behind 30, 40 years from now, you know, and who cares? She might just wake up and walk out on me or whoever, and I'm done, and I can't do that no more with nobody else. Am I stranded? Am I stuck in this position of not being able to father any more children? Same thing with a woman, you know.
Well, I'm okay. I'm a little confused here because I don't feel like if you're talking people in their, say, middle 30s and up, if you're talking young people, I don't think they think that far ahead.
Right.
I just don't feel like they put that much thought into it, especially when I see young girls walking around with 3 and 4 kids like stair steps. And I'm trying to figure out what the, like, at some point, the first one, okay, oops, we messed up. The second one, all right, I'm going to give you that one too. But by the third one, seriously? So I just don't, and it's not no disrespect to the young people out here who have their heads on straight, but they're far and few in between, like, for real. So I don't think that they think, for one, even to get that procedure done, the doctor's not going to, you know, if I'm 25 and I walk in and I say I want my tubes tied, they not doing it.
They don't even advocate for abortions at that end. They
can't
send you home for a 72-hour.
Unless you
Yeah,
maybe
right?
in Michelle's case,
You
she's
have-
already had her kids.
You have to be, or to get your tube size as a woman, you have to be 21 with at least with 3 children. To even
Really?
Yeah.
get your tube size. That's number one. Number two, when you're in your 20s, you're not gonna make that type of decision. That's why people should wear condoms and take birth controls. Because when you're in your 20s, you're not thinking about if I'm gonna be with her for 30 years and this is gonna be my wife or not. Your 20s are supposed to have fun. You're supposed to go to college, kiss another girl, whatever. In your 20s, you think you're supposed to do. As long as it ain't disrespectful, but have fun. That's what 20s are for. When you start getting your 30s, then you want to settle down, have your head on straight. Then you might meet somebody that you might want to have some kids with. But in your 20s, you shouldn't be worried about getting the vasectomy. I would say circumcised, getting a vasectomy or getting your tube side. But like for me, I would say I was unique in my 20s. I was smarter than the average 20-year-old.
But we
And
all were.
I was more mature than a lot of people. I always hung with older people. But I know I made that decision on early in my life. I don't regret it.
Yeah, but a lot of people are making that decision, be it 20s, they want to make the decision, and as you just said, they won't allow you, medical policies won't allow you to do just that. There are an overwhelming number of young men out here that are actually getting this done. The numbers are staggering. And they don't even advocate to the female what's going on. And I ask this because I'm asking this of people in a relationship, not just somebody just walking around that's not attached to anybody. Because when you find that the male is making this, because it's more of a permanent fix on the male than it is on the female. But it's more cost effective on the male also, if he wants to get it reversed. You said 10,000?
So much they told me.
Right?
Look, 10 grand.
10 grand, and the percentages of being able to impregnate a woman go down as the years go on, from 5 to 14 or whatever, 15. You get a 40% chance, and then later on, after 14 years, 15 years, it goes even further than that.
So you
Alright.
mean
Got
to tell
his theme
me-
music.
So you mean to tell me if I meet a man and right, he don't reveal to me that he had a vasectomy. So I tell you I'm pregnant and you know you had a vasectomy and I don't, and I say this your baby and you say that baby will look like me. I say yes, do. Look at your gap pad and look at his gap pad. They both great. That's your baby. So
Check.
I'm wrong.
Check the DNA, yeah,
So
'cause
I'm wrong.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
wrong.
because
You're
you
wrong.
know what's funny, that?
You're wrong.
Now I get to get in the conversation. Because I had this conversation earlier on the way to the studio about that whole having a vasectomy, and if your lady, wife, girlfriend get pregnant, that you say, oh, that's not mine, which an individual told me that if I ever did that to them, they're going to punch me in my mouth. Because that's not how, they roll. So, which people have to understand that even if you get a vasectomy, there's still a chance that you can get a woman pregnant. So, for the gentleman that's listening out there, if your woman get pregnant, do not jump and say, "Oh, it's not mine." You know, I mean, know your woman. And I was told if you have to say that that baby's not yours, then you shouldn't be with that woman anyway. If you have to question if it's yours or not. So that's something that I think that people have to really think about. When you get a vasectomy, that don't mean that you can't get a woman pregnant. So don't be out here lollygagging and throwing it here and there because there's still a chance that a woman can get pregnant.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, look. I had to throw that out there because a lot of people get it twisted. They think because even with the pills and stuff.
Yeah, because a woman
Well,
yeah, I mean,
pregnant with her
there's-
tube side.
yeah.
A woman still get pregnant with her tube side.
You get pregnant within the tube.
Yes, pregnant in tube, yeah.
But that don't have anything to do with tubes being tied.
No, you
The
yeah.
tube, yeah.
But sometimes if you do have your tubes tied and you can't get pregnant in your tubes, when you get tube ligation in your tube size, you can't
Right.
get pregnant in your tubes. And some women who
Carry
has
the
they
babies in their
tubes,
tube.
who has had their tube side can still just get pregnant and have a natural, just
Right.
have a baby. Period.
My cousin is a product of that. She was pregnant with inside her tube. She had gotten her tube side and then got pregnant within the baby. Carried the baby 9 months inside the tube.
So let me
And-
ask you a
and-
question.
How, why, I didn't question it, but my godson is great. And I love him and he's smart and he's not premature and
That's good.
he don't have no developmental delays and
Please
all
look at
that.
you, stream, so you can see this smile on her face.
So, and to all the women out there that's having that, happy birthday to y'all, to the kings and the queens out there. And, all right. That's how them ghetto chicks get when they, and I got pregnant
I think that
in my back
all right then.
because it was in my neck.
Really? How to get that? Well,
That was a
that's a topic for another day.
I really didn't take my medicine today.
They gonna learn today.
Okay, what? You get pregnant in your back and your neck? Okay.
Mm.
I don't know. I think that's I don't know. I know my uncle had a vasectomy. Him and his now ex-wife, but they had their 2 kids, and he knew when they made that decision for him because it was hard for her to even conceive. So they went through fertility and stuff, and he made that decision to have it. But it sounds like I don't know. It's something to me older people. I agree with the laws or medically they not doing it to young people because. You 21, have no kids. I had a girlfriend who she always knew she never wanted kids. She just never wanted them. She doesn't like them. She'd tell you, I don't like them. I don't want them. I'm never having them. And she had to go through psychological, like for 6 months because she wanted her tubes tied. Because she thought, I don't want to be taking birth control and the side effects. I never want to have kids. And the doctor was like, well, you might meet somebody and fall in love. That might be happening, but I'm not having kids. Like, she just knew. She didn't. And she had to go through 6 months of, like, her doctor made her go to a psychiatrist, make sure she was okay before they would actually do the procedure. They did do the procedure because the psychiatrist, like, she doesn't want kids. Like, this is not no phase she's going through, but she just knew she didn't want them. But I don't think that somebody 21 with no kids, or I agree that you shouldn't, you have to go through, unless you already have kids and medically, be impossible or detrimental to you or something like that, then, and your decision to make, that was the right one for you. And anybody coming along who can't understand that, oh well, but I do think it's wrong that male or female, they don't tell the person. I meet Kevin and we're starting a date and he doesn't tell me he has a vasectomy and I'm hoping like, oh yeah, I'm really feeling him and I want kids with this dude and da 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 da. And then we get married and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, like that's a problem.
That's more than the problem. That's just
I feel like you should be
deceitfulness.
upfront with it. If you want to be with somebody long term, if you really feeling each other, then I think that because once as a couple y'all talk, so you will know each other wants and needs and stuff. Or if y'all work together,